Okay, y'all, so Christian Keys is speaking up and he's letting it all hang out yet again. If you're a fan of All the Queen's Men like I am, then you need to hear this. Now, from the network pulling his name off the show to unprofessional cast members showing up high and drunk, he's clearing the air and he's taking back control of his creation. Let's get into it. And let me preface this video by saying that as a fellow creator myself, I understand Christian. Like, I really, really do. A lot of people think that he rants a lot, and sometimes you have to do that to protect your brand, right? Like, who else is going to do it? He has to speak out. There are some things that I don't agree with him on, but of course, that's just life. Everybody's not going to agree with everything that you do. And likewise the same for everybody, not just Christian. But I do understand that he has to protect himself. He has to protect his brand. He has to protect his vision, right? So let's get into it, because he kind of went into all of this in this video. So I'm going to play it for you here. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talks. This is where I found it. And then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
I will say, in transparency, it is disappointing to continuously find out that your show is coming back on the internet instead of finding out from the network. And I've mentioned that in previous seasons, and it's still happening. Or to see the trailer online and have to go search for the trailer so I can try to download the trailer for the hit show that I created for this studio and this network, instead of getting it sent when everybody else is getting theirs. It does feel dismissive and disrespectful when it continues to happen, and you've addressed it and it still happens. So at this point, I do not believe that the prequel series that I've written and the spinoff show, any prequel or sequels, I do not believe I'll be doing them with BET. I'm speaking with some amazing people that are interested, other streamers. So the All the Queen's Men universe will continue to thrive. I'm just not sure where it's going to be. It's not up to the studio. It's not up to the network. It's up to me, thankfully. So I will let you guys know where it's going to end up. Whether you noticed or not, season 2, my Created by credit was removed, and I asked to get it back, and they said no. And I ended up having to call the WGA, call the union, to force the studio to give me my credit back that I had earned. I created this 15 years ago, and I've been working on it for 15 years. I think God gave it to me because he knew I was going to protect it, and I will. But some things, these things got to change. So I'll figure out where it's going to be, but the universe will continue. The All the Queen's Men universe will carry on, and it'll continue to get even bigger and even better. The Vegas residency, I'm looking at next summer for the stage play, All the Queen's Men Live. I'm hoping to drop it in Vegas at an amazing casino. I'm speaking with a couple casinos right now, hoping to drop it in there next summer and then go on tour, hopefully to a city near you or to your city. So, and the play is written, it's incredible. So I'm really excited about that. So there's a lot of good news, a lot of great things going on within the All the Queen's Men world. In the prequel and sequel space, unfortunately, there are going to be a few personnel changes. Sometimes it happens, unfortunately, where some people get entitled or arrogant and unprofessional and, start coming to work high and inebriated on a regular basis, or start saying whatever they want to when the camera's rolling, and disrespectful ad libs and things. And those things will be addressed. So there may be some personnel changes, but the show will go on.
We all know that Christian Keys is the creator of All the Queen's Men, right? That's what we know. That's what, all this court stuff and who did what, we don't know, right? We do know that he created the show. And when I say he got a lot off of his chest, that's an understatement. That wasn't your typical thank you for watching post. This was a public check-in. Now let's start with the biggest headline. All the Queen's Men is not going to be airing on BET anymore. No, well, the sequels and the prequels. From according to him. Christian confirmed it himself. He's currently working on deals with other networks and platforms to continue the show outside of BET. And when he said it, he made it very clear. This isn't just business, it's personal. Now, he reminded everybody that he is the creator. This is his brainchild, his idea. He created All the Queen's Men long before it ever made it to screen. He said, I created this world, I created these characters, and he's not just talking, he's backing it up with action, right? Now, what's wild is what he said next. He said that his created by credit was removed from the show, like back in season 2. Think about that. This man literally birthed this series, and somehow his name was just stripped off. And he even talked about how the new trailer for the upcoming season, the 4B season, it dropped online, and he had to go searching for it like a regular fan, right? The creator of the show, like nobody gave him a heads up. They didn't give him a drop date, like nothing. I mean, come on. The creator of the show, he wasn't even told that the trailer was being released for his own show. Now that says a lot right there. Now let's be clear. Christian Keys is not some random newcomer. He's been grinding in this industry for decades, acting, producing, writing, creating. So to see him being iced out like this by a network that built their name off of Black creators, right? It's not sitting right? And it sounds like Christian, he's done playing along. He doesn't want to play along to get along anymore. At some point people get tired, right? And he said that he tried to correct this. Nothing was done about it. It's just like, what's the point? Now here he made it clear things have to change, right? Not just behind the scenes with the network, but also on the set. Christian said that some folks showing up high, drunk, slurring their lines, throwing out ad libs, just unprofessional across the board. And this, of course, is forcing him to make some staffing changes. That's right. He's taking back the wheel, reshaping the show, not just from the top, but from the inside out, from, production too, I'm sure. And from the sound of it, he's protecting the integrity of the story, his stories, right? The character, the audience, and you have to respect that. And the most exciting part about this post, he gave fans something to look forward to. All the Queen's Men is not just going to be on our screens, right? It's expanding. Christian announced a Vegas residency for the show. Can you believe this, right? And he plans to turn it into a stage play. Now that's my lane, right? that's my cup of tea. And TV, but stage plays for sure. Now that right there, it's major. He's turning this into a full-blown entertainment experience, taking the magic, the drama, and the male exotic energy from screen to stage. Now let's switch gears back for a moment. Let's try to unpack the emotion behind what he shared. You could feel it. He wasn't just ranting. This wasn't his ego this time, right? This was a man fighting for his art, fighting for respect, fighting for control over what he built, right? With his own hands, with his own mind, his own creativity. And if you're a creative or someone who's ever felt overlooked or undervalued, then you felt that, right? I know that I did, right? That's why I'm making this video, right? Is there something behind all of that? He said something really powerful too. He said that he has the final say, right? As to where his show ends up. He made it known that All the Queen's Men is moving, yes, but it's not disappearing. He's leveling up. He's talking to other streaming services to put the show on, not BET, right? Because this time Christian is calling the shots. And that's going to be a big shift because a lot of times creators lose control once networks and big studios get involved. And they tried it, right? And, they took his name off the credits. That was step one. And let's be real, Christian is not the first Black creator to deal with this, right? We've seen it happen before, but it takes guts to speak up, you guys. Like it really does, especially while the show is still airing, right? Especially when the machine is still moving. And Christian is not just speaking up, he's literally taking action while the cameras are still rolling. Now, if you've been watching All the Queen's Men, you know that this show is more than just male exotic dancers, right? It's layered. There's drama, power struggles, betrayal, business moves. It's got edge, but it's got substance. And clearly, the real drama isn't just in the storyline. It's been happening behind the scenes, too. Now, this moment right here, this is Christian Keys taking back his narrative. And, Tyler Perry said this himself. Don't ask for a seat at the table, build your own. And that's exactly what he's doing. Now, let's talk about BET real quick, because when a network doesn't tell the creator of the show that a trailer is being released when that he created, that's not just an oversight. That's a message, a clear one. And Christian got that message loud and clear, right? But instead of reacting with bitterness or lashing out, he's redirecting that energy. He's taking his talents and his property elsewhere. And look, there is a lesson in all of this. For all the creatives out here that are watching, protect your ideas at all costs. Protect your vision. And when it comes, don't be afraid to speak up, right? Even if it makes people uncomfortable, because silence doesn't protect you. It only makes other people comfortable while they profit off your work. Trust me, I'm a living witness to that. Now, Christian Keys is reclaiming ownership, not just on paper, but in real life. And by doing that, he's setting the tone, like for what's next. New network, new stage, new rules. And it's also important to note that it's important to acknowledge that he didn't have to say anything. Right? He could have just played it safe, but instead he chose to be transparent. Now, one thing that we can say about Christian is that he takes the fans along the journey with him. We don't hear about things, after they've happened. He takes us with him, while they're happening. So that puts a little bit more excitement in the engine for us. I mean, for me, it does. I mean, it's really exciting to see, but it lets people know that it's not all glitz and glamour all the time, right? You have to handle your business, because people will come and try to steal it right from under you. So shout out to Christian Keys for taking the high road, for taking back control, and for reminding everybody that when you create something great, you get to decide what happens next, right? That's the update for now, but you already know that when it comes to all the Queen's Men, the drama is never just on the screen, right? Keep your eyes open, keep them peeled back, because this universe is far from over, and Christian Keys, he's just getting started. I'm going to see you on the next one.